when a great crowd was gathering and people from town after town came to him, speaking about Jesus, he said in a parable, a sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell along the path and was trampled underfoot, and the birds of the air devoured it. And some fell on the rock, and as it grew up, it withered away because it had no moisture. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up with it and choked it. And some fell into good soil and grew and yielded 100-fold. And as he said these things, he called out, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. His disciples, later on, when it was just them in a private situation, asked him to explain it. He says that the seed is the word of God. The ones along the path are those who have heard. And the devil comes and takes away the word from their hearts so that they may not believe and be saved. And the ones on the rock are those who, when they hear the word, receive it with joy, right? Because they start growing. But these have no root. They believe for a while, and in time of testing, fall away. And as for what fell among the thorns, they are those who hear, but as they go on their way, they are choked by the cares and the riches and the pleasures of life, and their fruit does not mature. As for that in the good soil, they are those who, hearing the word, hold it fast in an honest and good heart, and bear fruit with patience. That's one of the lessons I like to read. Those are powerful words. That was a powerful teaching. Because it goes with the teaching that I read earlier about love. Love does not insist on its own way. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not irritable. Love does not boast. Love is not arrogant. Remember? So I don't want to be like the seed. I don't want that. I don't want to be like the seed that lands on the rock when I hear that. I first hear the words and I feel joy to hear them. I'm all excited, right? I'm going to follow that. And I do it for a day or two maybe, and then I fall back into the cares of the world. I forget. I don't read it to get myself focused again. And then I fall back into those ways, and I'm not following that. Maybe I become boastful again and arrogant and irritable. Maybe I lose my patience with people I love. You know? You become the seed on the rock. You forget after a while. Like the thorns. It gets choked out by the cares of the world. You know, if you don't have good root, like on the stone, if you don't have good root, you won't hold on to it. It's like important for a little while, and then you lose touch with it. By me reading it over and over, I'm trying to keep the root so I'm not like the seed on the rock. I'm trying to not be choked out by the busy life that I live in this world, because then I'd be like the seed that's choked by the thorns. if I keep reading it, I'll be more apt to not let that happen. So all the pieces work together. The parables are a myriad of tools that help each other. And help you, which in turn helps everyone. And I'm going to try to be like the seed that falls in good soil. I'm going to keep my heart guarded and focused so I don't become choked out, so I don't become like the seed that grows in the rock, excited at first, be a good man for my family, and have no root and fall over back to my old ways. That's how the Bible impacts my life, because I see how it relates to my life. So I'm going to use that parable of the seed so I can garner some wisdom to give me some armor. In the woods, I wasn't on my computer. I wasn't online. I wasn't on my phone texting. And I'm better off for it. So like the parable says, if that's one of the things that I've learned, I'm going to try to hold on to that. Be the seed in the good soil. Try not to get trapped on my computer. Make sure I spend time with my family. That computer is a thorn in that parable that Jesus spoke of. It's the thing in the world that will choke out the wisdom that I've learned. I'll be set back in my ways, being on the computer a long time and not doing the things I wanted to do with my family. It's important to think about and ponder how the lessons relate specifically in life. That's how I'm able to make them more meaningful for me. Now I can watch out, be careful of my computer, right? And it's really profound because as I get older, the thorns change. And I keep reading the book, and maybe after I've grown older and retired, maybe I have a love of golf. Who knows? And maybe I find that I'm playing golf too much. Maybe that could be a thorn. Or I'm just not home anymore because I'm always playing golf. So you see, the Bible grows with you throughout your life. You just have to think of your current situation and how the lessons pertain to you at that moment. And when you're a different person later on, it'll just pertain to different things at that moment. The thorns change. The wisdom stays the same. That's why I read it often. Because another thorn will show up to replace the last thorn that I got over, that I clipped, that I pruned from my life. Another thorn will take its place. It takes time. A new one will grow right up. Try to choke me out. Maybe it's even work. Maybe I'll spend a lot of time with my business. Family business I'm working on. I've been doing for a few years now. Maybe I'll work really hard and my family will get a little more comfortable. And that'll drive me to work harder and harder, longer hours and longer hours. And then what happens? What if I don't realize that that's a thorn? Maybe I wake up and my daughter's 20 and I missed her whole childhood. She's only 4 right now. That can happen. I can put 15, 16 years of work into my life and lose her childhood if I'm not careful. That can be a thorn. That can choke out my time with my daughter. So this book, this is my favorite book that I own because it improves my life and the people around me every single day for the rest of my life.